Yo, what is up? So, I made a video titled Why Humans Are Frugivores, and I got some interesting questions from a subscriber, so I'd like to just answer them on video right now. So, the question goes, or the comment was like, I love the idea of this, but why can't we get all the nutrients we need from a fruitarian diet? So, I'm gonna just answer that by saying what sort of fruitarian diet, because you could have a fruitarian diet that's 100% dates, and that's it, and that's all you're living on, or you could have a fruitarian diet that contains a variety of different fruits, different berries, different greens. They've actually added vegetables, and you could have a fruitarian diet that is more balanced nutritionally. Now, if you look at the different types of fruits we have, apples, oranges, bananas, dates, papayas, watermelons, lemons, oranges, you can see that these foods contain a lot of nutrition. But the reason why you don't want to just eat 100% fruits and no vegetables or anything like that is because you have to compare nutrition with ripeness. Now, a watermelon in and of itself is a nutritious food, but if it's not ripe, the nutrition isn't going to be as activated as it is whenever it's ripe. So this is the benefit of starches, because whenever you cook things like potatoes and stuff like that, they're good to go. They're good to go nutrition-wise. So you can definitely get all the nutrients that you need on a fruitarian diet, as long as you're making sure to add lots of vegetables to that, and you're supplementing your B12 and you're eating enough calories and stuff like that. So go on Chronometer and log in what you eat and go from there. But there's tons of long-term fruit-based eating warriors out there showing that you can do this. So if you mean a fruitarian diet, 100% fruit, that's a different ball game. It's really, really difficult to do that. The same way if you're just trying to meet all your nutrition needs from eating grains. You know what I mean? The different varieties of grains out there would be a lot harder. But potatoes, you could probably do very, very well nutritionally, because they're a powerhouse of nutrition, potatoes. So why are fruitarians often deficient and led to eat meat? I would say, again, they're not eating enough calories, they're not eating a variety of vegetables, and as well, a lot of people who get into the fruit-based sort of community, they tend to get into philosophies where they're doing water fasting and juice fasting and dry fasting, and they've got, some of them have like a purist mindset, so they don't even want to take B12 or do B12 pills or injections or whatever. Or they get into a purist mindset where they don't want to brush their teeth, and they end up leading to cavities and infections, and now they have to take antibiotics, and then the antibiotics destroys their gut biome, and like, you know, they've been fasting and they can't digest, and like it literally is just and they're not eating enough on top of that. So all this can land someone into the world of being deficient and believing like, oh my goodness, you know, I really need to eat meat to, like, you know, come back to normal. So this is why I'm saying you got to learn from the long-term experts on a fruit-based lifestyle, and you also have to learn from people who don't make it, and you will start to notice patterns, and you can auto-correct based on the successes and the people who don't make it. This is what I've done. This is why I don't mess around with calories. I don't mess around with B12. I don't mess around with doing crazy juice fast or water fast and all that. Dry fast. I don't mess around with those things. Okay, so how much fruit would a person need to eat to be healthy? Okay, so I would say as much as you need, depending on your size, your weight, your physical activity, what country you're in. Maybe you're in a country that's a colder climate, you need more calories. In a country where you're sweating all the time, who knows? But I would say anything less than 2,000 calories is anything less than 2,000 calories is probably too low. Unless you're like, I don't know, 4 foot, inactive, sedentary. Anything less than 2,000 calories is probably too low, and if you're like a guy like me, 6 foot, you probably need around 2,500 plus calories a day just to sort of just to have enough energy and to provide all your cells with enough glucose to be able to do its job. Okay, so the other one here and the last one is, why do fruitarians lose sex drive? Now, if you're losing your sex drive, it's a clear sign you are not eating enough. And if you are eating enough, then maybe you're not sleeping enough, maybe you're not drinking enough water. But that's not eating enough is the biggest indication of losing your sex drive. That is a big one. So I've been at this 8 years, fruit-based, and I'm good. I'm good in that area. And a lot of people, a lot of the top plant-based experts will say that if you're losing your sex drive, you're not eating enough. You're not eating enough. You know, but definitely look at other lifestyle factors. Like I said, exercise, sleep, water intake, and how much food you are taking in. And it's the same if you are losing your period. You gotta eat more. You have to eat more food if you are losing your period. Those are massive signs you're not eating enough. You're calorically restricting. So, with that being said, that's all the questions answered. Let me know if you have any more. It's undeniable. If you were in a situation where you were starving and people put like different varieties of ripe, raw, vibrant fruits in front of you, a bunch of different varieties of raw grains right in front of you, a bunch of different variety of raw root vegetables, potatoes, sweet potatoes, all raw, and then a bunch of chickens and cows and pigs and stuff like that live, what would you go for? Instinctually, what can you digest? What are you attracted to? You know what I mean? What are your hands good for in that situation? Are you going to try to claw the animals to death? Are you going to try to digest the raw grains and beans? No? Then it just shows that for millions of years, this was an easy decision for humans to make. People say, oh, but we weren't humans because we hadn't used fire. 99.9% of every other species on this planet, without fail, is attracted to, can consume and digest its species-specific food in its raw natural form. And the closer they get to eating that way, the healthier they're going to be. And with humans, the blue zones have already shown that a high carbohydrate diet with lots of vegetables is the key to longevity. So with that being said, if you got any more questions, please let me know. Peace.